You can't anchor a relationship if you're floating in yourself. Gym for the body, therapy mind, silence to hear what's really inside. If you avoid it, it grows legs that run through us and what you say. Your unprocessed pain ain't destiny. Don't wrap your wounds in chemistry. Heal before you hold me, rest before you reach. Don't pour from empty and call it peace. If we gon' build, it starts within. Two whole hearts, don't beg for fixing. Are you sleeping? Are you eating? Are you honest when you're speaking? Are you numbing out till it land on me? Falling in love, but it's anxiety. I don't want fireworks, I want foundation. Secure attachment, not stimulation. Accountability, sexy to me. Self-awareness, luxury. If you pace it with your own mess, you can't hold my tenderness. Heal before you hold it, breathe before you bow. Love don't fix us, we fixed us now. To regulated souls, that's the key. Health, the anchor of you and me. You can't anchor a relationship if you're floating in yourself. Yeah, you can't anchor. You can't anchor. Yeah, you can't anchor a relationship. You can't anchor a relationship. You can't anchor. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't anchor a relationship. You can't anchor. 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 You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't anchor. You can't anchor. You can't anchor a relationship. You can't anchor a relationship. You can't anchor a relationship if you're floating in yourself. Gym for
Georgia, Georgia.
Yo, just pulled up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here, just facts and feels. D Kellz on the mic, we talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Just in Friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. Goddessdee, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen Kellz hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Relationships, we talk it, we walk it. No filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down.
Situationships with benefits and blurred lines. Late night convos that redefine mind. Friend turns to foe, bait turn to ghost. But we speak on it all, toast to the growth. Auntie vibes with a twist, drop gems in the mist. Got a palace full of wisdom, come get you a fix. Mic check, soul check, what's your connection? We the pulse of the people, every vibe gets a section. This ain't no gossip, this is gospel with glitter. A sanctuary for the stories they told you to bury. Let your voice rise, let your pain breathe, let your ship dock here.
Hey,
New
hey, hey,
ships,
hey.
we're talking, we're walking.
Hey there.
Oh goodness, today, Tuesday, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 3-3. It's
Oh,
3-3, y'all.
3-3, 26, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Lyndon had that live about that. If y'all didn't get to check it out, go on over and check it out. She
Yeah,
gives you a
please
little
tune in.
sign and let you know what you going through right now so you can tune in to yourself.
Yep.
But in true Love Palace Ships fashion, let's go ahead and kick it off.
Okay.
Queen Kellz, Holistic Royalty by Kellz. How's your mental health today?
Oh, tired, a little tired. I was traveling from a job, so I'm getting back in, trying to get back into the swing of things. So just a little tired. That's about it. And how are you? And how is your mental health?
My mental health is pretty cool. I think your tiredness rubbed off on me. No, bro, we've been doing a lot. You know, it does take a toll, and we got these two dogs now, so I think that sort of make us be like, what? But otherwise, the mental, I can't complain. I can't complain.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna do no good no way. So, but
say that again.
it's a good number up there.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I can
I could
agree
say
on
a
that.
9. It ain't a 10,
Right.
but I am a little. It's like I want to go to sleep, but then when I go to sleep, it's like, girl, wake up. Oh no, it
Yeah,
might be
that's what
different,
that
right?
I don't know, that's how I've been feeling too. Like I'll get to sleep, I'll be sleep and then wake up just in the middle of the night, like, okay, I gotta sit up and pay attention or I can get back to
Right.
sleep.
What's going on? Okay, blended. We see you. Yeah.
Hey, hey, blended.
Um. Well, let's go ahead and get into the subject because holistic orgy by Kills. I know you got a lot to talk about. Well, we both do, but
We
I know
on the hell
you had
ship.
some questions.
We on the hell ship. Well, the question, because there's a lot of questions that ring out for me as a person that has um actually gone through some health challenges myself and having to rearrange my life and do things differently and um kind of mitigate some of the things that I was going through. And then we talk about relationships, like your family, I feel is usually easier, a little easier on when you are sick. If something's going on with you, usually they may check in on you, try to help you as much as they can, right? At least that's the expectation. Your friends, you would expect them to be aware and just, there if you need them. But when it comes to significance, others, because I've had both the friends and the family help in ways that they could. But when it came to the relational part, it was like, okay, if something happens to you, number one, do you have somebody there that is going to be there to take care of you? That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Then number two is when you are in a relationship, or would you get into a relationship with someone that you know has a current health condition, and it why and why not, if you wouldn't. So those was my questions, just going through and thinking about just being in relationships, especially romantic relationships.
Yeah. Well, what I can say, I haven't had the experience of being in my condition and being in a romantic relationship, like a full blown relationship, which is totally my fault, right? Because um, I sort of thought in my brain that I would be a burden, not only to the romantic partner, because I didn't even really tell y'all what was going on, and I shouldn't have did that. Just looking back and really thinking about that, because it was a very lonely time of readjusting. So I haven't had an opportunity to be in a romantic relationship, but I could say that with the disability that I have, I sort of question it, which, like, is this person gonna wanna? And it's not even really taking care of me, because I could do a lot of things. Let's let this be really clear to all the friends and family out there.
Right.
I could do, like, I'm not totally, you know what I'm saying? I could do for myself. It's just certain things, and it takes me just, a little bit longer, but around here I think I move fast compared to the people around. I'm like,
For real, for real,
if
for
D's
real.
already in the car, why you ain't in the car?
Man.
But now, would I date somebody with a condition like mine? I don't know, Kels, because I battle with that. Like, I can't even speak on it, because it's like, how would I handle it? Yes, if you love me and we love each other, yes. But then it's like, who's helping us? So I don't know.
Okay, so this is my take on it,
Okay.
because, and this is just truly how I feel. Now, when we get into romantic relationships and partners and things like that, if I marry somebody and they become ill, and something happens to them where I have to take care of them, I'm writing that out, because that's the person that I signed up to do life with. On the flip side of that is, would I date somebody with it has a health um disease or something like that? Yes, I would. And no, I wouldn't. So yes and no, that's going to be a two-part. And the reason why that would be a two-part is because, number one, when we talk about health, we look at the longevity, right? We look at how long we're going to be here, because no one really knows the time when they'll be gone. So it's like you try to take up most of the time that you got, but you want to make sure that you're healthy so that you can do a lot of different things, right? And so when you are dating somebody in that space, you want to make sure, one, hey, are you able to do something so we could get out? You know what I mean? Are you able to align as far as, do we need to make a diet shift? What's the illness that's going on? Is it something that I can help you with? And I'm very careful there to toggle the line with being somebody's caretaker, like getting into a relationship and falling into a caretaker position as soon as you get into the relationship. I'm careful of that, only because that some people I have seen where they get with people just so that they can be taken care of in that way, amongst other ways too, but it would be mainly for the health. I need somebody to take care of me while I'm sick. And I would never want to put anyone in that position. Or I wouldn't count myself out if I was in a position where I do have health issues, but I'm working through them. to get myself back to balance. That's what I vow to myself, is that I'm gonna get myself back together and get back to balance so that I can have a good relationship. But I toggle on, like I said, on the line, because I know there are people that are still do some of the same things that are keeping them in their disease, and
Mm-hmm.
they just want company while they go through it. Ain't trying to
Yeah.
change it, ain't trying to do nothing for it. Just be with me and ride this out with me so that I'm cool. And I think it's
So
kind of selfish.
I think I'm selfish the other way. That's why we're having. I think I'm selfish too, on the part of would I date somebody with the same type of disability as me. Let's say that, because it's like I want to be able, like, if something happens, right, and we got
Mhm.
to move real fast, I'm gonna need you to be able to let's go. Help me if you got to pick me up, or you know what I'm saying. So it's like, and then the person has to love me enough to be able to do that. So it's like a catch 22 for me, and I struggle with this because it's like I want to be in a romantic relationship. I have a wall there because I haven't really been fully in one with since my disability. And I know it's because of me, right? I know it. That
Mhm.
part is all because of me.
Right.
But then it's like when you even strive or start to be in any type of dating, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at, yeah, that everything's good until it could turn, like in any relationship, though. But I think when you have a visible disability, your brain, this is where you got to have that that brain power, what I had to learn. It'll go to that I'm not worthy enough, because if they go to someone else and you see they don't have a disability or something, you like that was the problem, especially if there was no clear communication. But that's something that I had to learn to mentally do. But I think human nature with the person that has a disability and you're dating and they just stop or something goes, it makes you automatically go to that. Because I've talked to you about that, even not even in dating, because we talked about this in even in family, right?
Mhm.
That I have to be like, I can't think like that. That took about a year and a half to
Yeah. I know. I look.
you know what I'm saying? So, and it's still like, because I haven't experienced a lot of things. And are they gonna want to be able to when we go out? Because if I can't walk for well, I could walk, but for a long period of time. So, say we go to amusement park. Most likely, we're gonna bring the wheelchair because I'm not gonna walk that hard. Are they gonna be okay? Like, babe, um, let me push you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Mhm.
thinking way ahead of things that ain't.
Baby, let
I'm
me
not.
get you this motorized scooter real quick so we can be out.
Well, that too. But that I'm just saying, I had to stop my brain for thinking ahead like
Mhm.
that and be like, what does D want? Does D want to be in a romantic relationship? Absolutely. Then I had to be like, now what does that look like for me?
Right.
It has to be, even if they have a disability, we have to be working in harmony to heal ourselves to get better. It
Right.
can't be I'm over here exercising and eating a certain way and going to my doctor's appointments and you're just not doing nothing. That
Yeah.
so I can relate with you for that.
Yeah, and that's what the thing that I think about too, and I could be putting too much on it, but at this stage in my life, because I have been through health issues, like you said, I'm looking for my healing and doing my healing right now for myself. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting that in the front seat. And because I do that, because like you said, when you look at relationships, you're like, what is that going to look like? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I look at the thing as, is somebody going to take care of you? Like, I look at that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there somebody that's strong enough to do that? And what would that, can you communicate that and what that will look like for you? Because
Mm-hmm.
we have had health challenges. Those are some things that we do have to look at, even just getting older. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
do have to start looking at how you want to plan out your life, how you want things in life to go. It's not to scare you or anything like that, but it's just now we've lived these first 40, 50 parts years of our lives. This first part, we did what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it. It educated us, it taught us a lot of different things in life. And now this next second part of our life, we really got to be mindful of everything that we've learned over our lives and what we could do better,
Yeah.
because the growing doesn't ever stop. And then that's something that you really want to see from people too.
Mhm.
It's just, I'm like I said, I'm paying attention more because like I said, I would love to help my man on a health journey, you know what I mean? And us take that walk together. I'm with you. I don't want to be doing this by myself while the person is over here still doing all kind of other stuff. Oh, I'll get to it when I'm no, I don't want to be in no relationship like that. We
Yeah.
got to both be working toward alignment and clarity.
So this even affects your friendships because, like with me, I lost a lot of people that I thought were my friends, right? Even
Mhm.
through current things that I'm going through, I should have a multitude of people helping me. But when that changed, like it said, I was that spontaneous friend. Yes, let's go. You ready? Come on, let's do this. Oh, I got it. No worry. I was that girl,
Mhm. Yep.
and to be so active and then not to be active, like it gave me a little bit of perspective on this, but it's like if you love me, so this is why the relationship thing bothers me. Because if you were my friend and my well so-called friends and you didn't even check on me, you just didn't even see me, all you cared about was still partying and all that, and you didn't even ride that ride with me, that puts a mental thing in my head as well. And not only friends, I'm gonna say family too, because it's a deeper thing with me. But I'm not gonna put that out now. But even family have there's some family members that have not even seen me in my current condition. They know about it. You know what I'm saying? So it does
Mhm.
make you feel that some type of way in all relationships. I think the friendship thing really messed me up.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I could see why that is. And here's the thing: some people, even in friendships, they feel uncomfortable. They like, cause they don't know how. When you do go from being the spontaneous person, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
and wanting to do things, they don't know how to handle that. But like both you and I say, the communication has to be there. You
Right,
know,
right.
it
Hey,
just
so
do.
Alma.
Hey, so
Hey,
I'm a
Mouthpiece.
hey mouthpiece. How y'all doing? But it's one of them things where I don't think that here's where the communication has to happen. There's so many communication breakdowns everywhere. When you
Hmm.
look at relationships, the
Hmm.
first thing that be on the front is the communication. You
Yeah,
ask somebody, hey, did you understand? They be like, no, I didn't. You be like, dang, you misunderstood all that. We ain't really, did we even talk about it?
and I take total ownership of that on my part because I didn't even let the family know. Like like what about 3 years ago, I really broke everything down to you guys. I should have been more open about it, right? Because I did a lot of things alone, and it was pride. You know what I'm saying? But I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to have did that alone. You know what But it was my fault. It was me on a communication thing of and embarrassment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you have to learn how to do different tasks a different way, and thinking about it now, it would have been so much easier if you had help. Thinking about it now, but it was just like I can't do this, and just getting over the initial shock of things that I couldn't do anymore. But I should have reached out to my family and friends and things and been like, this is what's going on. I need your help. And I think that does have to do with pride and being the one that always had it together, just to be honest.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be real with you. In my situation, I was like, if I'm gonna get taken out, I'm just going out. I looked at it like that only because, like, I literally, the way my illness happened, it came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't
Uh-huh.
know it, even though I had some red flags and again, like my stomach was hurting and things like that. Like, it literally hit me out of nowhere. And it was like it put me in a position where I had no choice but to ask. I couldn't do nothing, anything for myself at that point.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If you were, say your kids were grown and you that happened to you, would you feel different about it?
I would call on. I don't think I would per se
Mm-hmm.
because I would call on them
Okay.
just because. I get. And here's the other thing to that. The caveat to that too is we're in healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing would be like, I need y'all to come together so we can find a place for me to go. You know what I mean? Like before I
Mm-hmm.
just totally lay it on them, I would kind
Mm-hmm.
of have them figure out, I'm in here. I'm gonna need some help to figure out, do I need to go to a place? And if my kids be like, shit, no, mom, you can come home, then you know what? Then that's what I won't be too good because the old me would have been like, I'm not living with them. I don't want them. You know what I mean? But if they do
Yeah.
invite me there, you know what I mean? I will go. But then it's still on me to still kind of make sure that I'm doing my checks and balances if I'm able to. But I've also taught them that too, like doing your checks and balances and make sure things is good when you are, if you would have to be a caregiver to anyone. Because you
Right.
never know. It could be your own child. It could be you. It could be
Right.
your wife. It could be a husband. It can be your friends that go through these things. And you just got to, sometimes it's just about showing up for people, regardless of the ship that they're in. Sometimes people just need you to show up.
That's absolutely true. That's why I went on the journey of healing my mental so that I can get my health together because my mental wasn't at a state to it. Like I said, you get shameful, embarrassed, um, you get into the nobody's gonna want to be around me or want me because I wasn't around the right people, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because now, don't get it twisted. Once I actually express that to y'all, the help of those that needed to help me did, especially in living out there. Because, like, I'll never forget my friend Bree. She came and when I tell you, she told me to get this cream because I used to have, this is when I was totally wheelchair bound too, where I could barely even walk or anything. When I tell you that woman took that cream and got on that floor and got to rubbing my feet and legs and knees. Now, y'all, that's one thing I can say about you and the boys. The boys and you guys always did that. But it was like a friend that come all the way from a whole different state. You know what I'm saying? And was like, "What?" I'm like, "Get up! I'm supposed to be taking care of you and making sure you good. You're visiting me." And she was like, "You tripping? Sit down." And she rubbed my feet and my legs, and I'll never forget that. And at that point, I was like, there are people out there that are gonna accept you, and
Mm-hmm.
because, like, even even traveling back home, we did. I didn't go out. Remember, I was like, we're just gonna go to somebody's house,
Yeah.
and I made it because I didn't want to be like, oh, what happened, and it was just like, you know. But I really had to get my mental state ready to be like, okay. And that's when I had the big conversation with y'all 3 years ago. Like, I went through some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, let me tell y'all. And then y'all was just like, what? And you was like, how come you didn't tell me? And I was like, I didn't want to be a burden. And then you were going through things. You know what I'm saying? You went through
Mm-hmm.
your thing. So it was like, and then my kids is looking at me like, Mom, you should have said something, you know. And it's just like a whole different things go through your mind when you go through health issues. So I think the core of me moving into romantic relationship, which I still have a little hesitation, but I'm working on it. It stemmed from people really that I cared about, or family members or friends that I thought should be there were not. So then I was like, oh, nobody's gonna like me romantically.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get that out of that mindset too, because I went through that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Girl, you
it's
fine.
right. That's what they say. Look, that's what they say. No, no, and but here's the thing: it took a lot of work to get this fine,
I know that's real.
and still working. The thing is I could one thing that I could do with somebody that is sick or has illnesses. The thing is one thing I notice about living with you too, though, is you do a lot by yourself. Like
Mm,
everybody be acting like you, she can't drive. She man, you said what? Don't let my cousin get behind the wheel. She would be out.
mhm.
Like, please,
Yeah.
please understand, like, there's just certain things that she do need help with, in that we're here to help. Family, the thing is that I'm learning though too is to talk to people about it, inform them of what's going on, and let it be a person's decision on whether or not they want to mess with me or not. But I know that I'm not damaged goods. I know
Mhm.
that I've been through things in my life to be able to share my story with somebody else and help somebody else out of the darkness, where they don't have to stay and be in shame and feel bad because they've been through some things in their life. Understand it took a whole life to get here, and it may take just a little bit for us to get back to where we need to be.
Right, right.
And I'm all for the
So,
people that push for that to get back to where they need to be. I'm a big advocate on that.
mhm. Her hint holistic royalty by Kellz, right? What's up, Looney? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That's how it came about. Cause I'm like, I need this. I need you to make this. Thank you. I need you to
Hey,
make
Looney.
you. I need you to make some tinctures for me and to get me moving and grooving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when people have health issues too. I think the other thing that we went into is the lack of not going, want to go find out what's going on. Because I had
Yeah.
somebody, a friend that I was close to, where their significant other did not want to go to no doctor. They and I'm not trying to call y'all men out, but y'all don't like to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
I am calling y'all out.
Yeah. Call it.
Y'all don't like to go to the doctor and find out
Right.
what's going on. I don't like to go to the doctor either, but I go to the doctor to go find out what's going on, see what they're going to give me, and then I go over to Blenda Healing and Holistic Grow and be like, this is what. But I think a lot of people, I know you don't.
Well, damn, bro. What you
I,
better go
I know.
check
I
your
need you
sacks
need
hanging on the floor. No,
you need to go because
you
like
better go.
and I just think you need to go find out what's going on because the wonderful thing about the body, and I'm learning more and more by Holistic Royalty by Kills because she be steadying and I be steadying and she be sending me stuff. But it was just confirmation that we were created to heal ourselves by
Hmm.
the things of the earth. Man, that's why people way back then was living longer because they were
Right.
using the things and the body.
I,
The
I was wondering why my grandma always had greens on the
mhm
stove, and they
mhm
had what they call that pot liquor. Boy,
right, right.
y'all don't understand. Those was healing modalities then.
Mhm
Just having greens just steeping. I promise you, anytime you go over my grandma's house, she has some greens and some cornbread on the stove. No matter what time of day, no matter when, greens and cornbread on the stove. Just out. So I don't nowadays, I don't know if people's doing that. You know what I mean?
mhm.
We got to kind of get back to the old ways of doing things, and then understand that most of the medications people sending me shit, seedless fruits, talking about is good. Oh, look at these fruits, these oranges. I got everybody turned on to these oranges. They ain't got no seeds in them. And I'm like, what? So now we got people going crazy over the seedless fruits because it ain't got no
I
seed in
can't.
it.
I'm done with this.
And then
I'm done.
and then on top of that, no seedless fruits. You eating them do y'all know that's GMO, organically
You see this?
modified?
You
So
see
if
this
they
comment?
GMO in the food, what you think GMO gonna do to you?
Right.
I'm just saying, like
Well,
your fruit should
be
have seeds in them.
yes, they should be
Okay, I'm
seated.
off my horn now. I'm back down to
Okay,
normal.
so Mr. Melodies, you're probably stressing yourself out because you don't go to the doctor. You might think something's wrong, and we might have a remedy. Like, see
We
how I
probably
said that
got a remedy.
to take care of you. Because listen, okay, this is what I want to talk about too. That, no, I'm really trying to be okay because if a family member, a loved one, a friend is ill and they refuse not to tell you what their condition is, and it's serious, like surgery, a real serious, say like a heart problem, they gotta get something done with their heart, right?
Yeah.
Why do to the chat too? Why do people not feel that they want to tell? I know what y'all gonna say, but I want y'all to take thinking perspective of this. You don't want to tell because you won't want to burden people. You don't want to put stress on them because I was the same way too, right? I get it. But what happens, excuse me, when you get that call and they say this person is no longer here? Do y'all think about that part when how that person might have wanted to say goodbye or spend some extra time with you, or just the fact that you know it instead of the shock? Like, I think that's selfish.
Man, the shock is the worst part of it. I Just my feel of it. I think the shock is the very first part of it, because if anyone is truly into being who they say they are, once you get your diagnosis, yeah, it could be kind of damaging at first, right? But we know that the first thing that takes that disease throughout the body is the mind. So if your mind falls victim to whatever it is that you got going on, you might succumb to whatever it is that you have.
Okay, okay, I get
How,
what you. Go ahead.
however, if you strengthen your mind, because your mind's going to be the thing that's going to take you to change your behaviors on what you may be doing that can help get your body back in alignment. So you'd have to start with the mind first. You'd have to start trying to overcome the fight of whatever it is that you have going on in the mind first. And then I think everything else outside of that will follow. The body will follow once the mind comes into alignment.
Okay, Kelly, I get all that.
Hmm.
Blenda says she got a call like that today. I get all that.
Oh
Their
man, no,
minds,
I'm
their
sorry, sis.
yeah, their minds not right. I get it, but they're not. That's a deeper type of healing, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
start doing, because that's what I have to do. I have to go through my mind and get my stuff together. At this point, because my mind is like that, absolutely, I'm gonna let all y'all know. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going with me. Not all y'all, but those that I really care about, right? So there's no shock because I know that feeling of when somebody is no longer with you and you get that call and you like, I didn't even know something was wrong.
Yeah.
It's a not being able to say your last goodbye, or so like with my brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to do that. It's
Yeah.
a feeling, it's a feeling like, dang. And then you talking to other people and they was like, oh yeah, they've been sick for about a year now. You like what? You understand? That's the
Right.
part where I'm talking about right there. What she said, mad young man.
Mad Young, sick for a long time.
Mm. And you like, wait a minute, what you mean they had that? Because then everybody want to talk then, right?
Yeah,
And I get,
everybody know about it now.
yeah, but I get if that was the person wishes. I get it. But to me, I just feel like that's a little selfish because you don't know what. And my brother, this wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't the reason why I didn't get to talk to him. I'm just saying the feeling that I felt.
Okay, sis.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I feel that I feel that with you. I be on that too. Like I be wanting to know. The thing is that I think that people should communicate because then you get to find out who's there for you. It's not necessarily to burden people, but I think they have that communication so
Hmm.
that everybody's on the same page that okay, this is what's happening. And then you say, okay, look, either I'm afraid or this is what I want to plan going forward. This is what I want to happen, right? Like
Hmm.
so that people can prepare themselves. I think
Right.
that if you don't
What happened? I can't hear you, Kel.
find out too late. You know
You
what I
broke
mean?
up. You broke up in the middle, at
Oh,
least on my end. I didn't hear
okay.
the whole thing.
No, I was gonna say either way, you're gonna find out what's gonna happen. And wouldn't you
Right.
want to have people there with you, going through that with you, instead of you being by yourself?
I
You,
could say yes because I've been by myself. You know what I'm saying? So like
mm-hmm.
that is over for me. Like I'm never allowing that to happen again because that almost did more damage than anything to me of going through things by myself, right?
Yeah,
So I get the mentality of you don't want because I was like that. I don't want people to know. People haven't seen me like this before. I have to do the mental thing. I totally agree with you on that. But if you're not mentally on that status, that's where it's like I have to just suck it up. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And be like, dang, and remember the good memories. But then I'm like, dang, I wanted to have a memory of saying something else. There's something I have to tell you, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't, I do know, but I'm just saying that
yeah.
it's like it's hard when it comes to health. And that's why we're talking about health, like it says at the top.
Yeah, no, no, and that's why I said, like, for me, that's why I said it starts in the mind. That's the first place it has to start. Because I struggle with the same thing too. When you get cut on and stuff like that, and then having to go from a normal life of being able to do everything for yourself normally to the point to where you can't, back to the point to where you can, it gives you a better appreciation of things. You know what I mean? I've had to look at my like I went to a point to where I wasn't walking before, that I couldn't do things by myself.
Right, right.
That I was confined to a hospital bed. Y'all want to know why I do bed yoga? Because I used to be confined to the bed,
Hmm.
and you still got to stretch. You don't want muscle atrophy to take over where your muscles start to die off.
Hmm.
So that's why I do bed yoga. I'm meeting people where they at. We'll graduate out of the bed into some more other things.
Let's go.
But I'm getting people where they at. Like sometimes you may not get out of bed, be it depression, be it a certain disease that you got going on. But if you
Hmm.
able to move your legs, your arms, any limbs, get a little stretch in,
Right.
you
And this
know?
that's so true because with my rheumatoid arthritis, the more I move, the better it gets. Now, like I was so good, y'all. I'm telling y'all with these products that I forgot that I actually have arthritis flares flare until I had one. I'm currently still in one because I totally forgot. I'm like, why can't my legs hurt and I'm not walking like I was? It's because I do still have the condition, right? And it does being in an environment what I'm eating and all that does matter as well because I know I'm probably supposed to be eating more a healthier way, which we are graduating to do. Um, we're gonna talk about that too, Kels. What we're about to do
Yeah.
now on this health journey, but it's like I know it's the mind. This is what I want to encourage everybody. Your mind has to go through everything that you possibly went through to get to where you at today. And what I had to do was go all the way back, and it's gonna sound funny to y'all, but Kelly knows this because we did this all the way back to the womb. I went all the way back to when my mom had me in her stomach. And once I investigated in the lifestyle, the environment, how was things being done, all that, growing up, like all that, when you do that shadow work, it's going to hurt, but it's for the benefit of you. You got to do that work. You got to get your mental. That's why I'm so um what's the word? Gun ho about your mentality, cuz that's my thing. Because I have to do the work and I continue to do the work cuz I'm not perfect. So I be tripping sometimes too. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I be having some thoughts and they be looking at me like Kelly be rolling her eyes at me and the kids be like, "Don't say that." And I be like, "Okay, it's good to have that support system, but it's still a human instinct. But you have
Yeah.
to do that work, and that work is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
People need to. This is what I'm told here to tell y'all. The work is not easy. You're gonna mess up, you're gonna have setbacks, you're gonna be tripping, all that. But keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what I get because they don't want to talk about that. They want to say, you know what, you need to go to therapy.
Yep.
Well, and it's automatic no because the way you said that. But
Yeah.
you need that because this is why I think this type of therapy, because there's different type of therapy for, it's not the just one type of therapy. You need
Right.
to go to, like, if I could use your family for example, Kelly, a grief therapist, because y'all was grieving, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to go through that process to get where you are mentally today. That was still part of your mental health because that mental health affects your physical health. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not good on the inside, you're not going to be good on the outside. And people need to talk about that part, the work that you have to do, how that work feels. They don't want to tell you, oh, just go get you some help. You'll be okay. Let me tell you what that help's going to do. It's going to hurt. You're
Yep.
going to be crying. You're going to be mad. You're going to be having mood swings. You ain't going to know what's wrong, but keep doing it. Keep going forward. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying that from example, and you got example too. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with everything that you're talking about.
Hmm.
Because you do. Like the going in to see a psychiatrist isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes will make it seem like it's a bad thing, but the truth of the matter is if you don't know how to help yourself mentally, then seek out some support and some resources to do that. That's your job to do. That's not for anyone else to do. And that's why I said, like, I could work with someone having issues when they're actively taking the role to help themselves. They're
Hmm.
not waiting around for somebody to, hey, help me do this. They're like, no, I got to be proactive in my health. I got to go take care of myself and get myself together. Because back in the day, I used to be like a hypochondriac. I get one bump on my face, scratch. I'm like, I'm at
Yeah,
the doctor. But that comes from my mom and them because they'll have you in the doctor real
that's
quick.
like
Oh,
our
you
cousin
coughing, doctor?
Keisha. Yeah,
You
I'm
get,
confident.
yeah.
I'd be like, girl.
Yeah. You got a fever? We going to the doctor. I'm like, dang, no, I ain't got no fever. I just don't feel good. Well, we need to go to the doctor. No, you throwing up. Go to the doctor. Like, oh, man. No, I don't need to go to.
Well, even
So
psychos could get help, Looney.
yeah,
Even
yeah. So
psychos could get help.
yeah, so it was
But the
like
fact
back
that
in
you're
the
saying
day.
you're a psycho means that you're aware.
Yeah, man. Because I'm telling you, back in the day, it would be like, what we go. So, like, I've always been hyper vigilant about going to the doctor all the time. You know what I mean? And I still will go to the doctor now. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them things where you keep up with your health. You make sure that you
Hmm.
good. You make sure that you're stable. You make sure that you're doing the things you say you want a longer life. Then that comes with you having to sacrifice other things. And so,
Okay.
like you said, that therapy part, therapy, whether it's going to see a psychiatrist, or it's going to see a dietitian, or someone that can help in that arena, you got to kind of go down the line and figure out what it is that you need help with and know that there's things out here that can help you. You just got to be willing to do the work and the research. That's kind of where it's at now.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's free therapy. Let me tell y'all where it's at. Y'all want me to tell y'all? Y'all ready? It's right here on YouTube. And the names are Blended Healing Realms, Holistic Royalty by Kells, Soul Work by Alicia Dion, and Daily Dose of D. Do y'all know Daily Dose of D is for me?
Right.
That's what I'm telling you.
For
Like,
me,
we here to, the COC is for collaboration over competition, because you might not want to go talk to that therapist, or you might not want to go here. You like, they can't relate to you.
yeah.
We have these shows for that purpose, for the purpose of, hey, this is you know, this is what I'm going to talk about today, because this is what I need to know. We do this research, and we're going to share this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cause I gotta be better. It ain't. I gotta find out what's wrong. Well, I don't want something wrong with me. And then now that I know that I'm able to do what I need to do for myself to get myself back leveled, I'm definitely about to be like, I don't have all the devices or anything to figure out what's wrong with me. But I sure will go to the doctor and let what test you need to run. No, I don't need no
Talk to your
pokes of
bro
any
right
kind.
there. Answer. Talk to. Go ahead, Kim.
Well, the fact that he's scared and don't want to find out, you're a grown man, bro. What's there to be afraid of? What is there? We've been in a lot scarier positions than this.
You
That's
should
the
be
whole thing.
freaking.
Like we could take the hit for the thing that gets me sometimes is we can put ourselves in a lot of different uncomfortable positions and take that,
Hmm.
i.e., bad toxic relationships. That's worse than freaking going to the doctor. You can
Hmm.
feel your heart rate go up. You can feel your head about to bust off. But we could put ourselves in eating situations where we eating stuff we're not supposed to be eating, gaining too much weight. Like we could put ourselves in so many different situations, but when it really does come down to our physical health, how interested are we in taking that step? Why is that the step we're afraid of? But we ain't afraid of none of this other shit though that's harmful for us.
The fact that
Being on
you
YouTube for 50 hours yelling and shit, that ain't helpful.
the now let me tell you something, Mr. Melody. You say your mental can't take it. Let me share something that I listened to on TikTok. The divine has a chosen amount of people that they know, that he knows, that can go through things, right? So I want you to look at your whole entire life and think about everything that you went through, and you thought you wouldn't be here right now, here today. Think
And
about that, and then go ask yourself, do I have the mental capacity, when you already have it in you, because you already doing it.
that
Go
part.
ahead. Go ahead, Kels.
I was gonna say if she had the bomb, it should have been like 8 bombs dropped already.
I did. I wasn't ready.
Eh, no, it's the truth though. It's all truth. Because the thing about it is that's how people tell on themselves all the time on where they land by their mental health. All you have to do is have a conversation with the person. And this is why I love to have intellectual conversations with people. A person can stimulate me if we can have that intellectual conversation. Because a lot of these surface conversations and people just, oh yeah, this is nice and oh yeah, that's cool and all like that surface level stuff don't help me out. I
Hmm.
like to go deep because this is where I'm gonna find out whether you get mental help, and this is where, and not that again, some people learn how to do this mental thing on their own too. So like I'm not gonna skip out on the people that actually haven't been to no therapist, but was
Yeah,
able to see their what they needed to fix
absolutely.
and change. Now I give them people shouts out because that's even
Hey,
harder
serious.
work.
I only went kills. I went when I was going through that divorce. I didn't go through when going through this stuff.
Yeah.
So that was such a long.
Hey,
time ago.
serious.
And it's like every day you have to wake up and be grateful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every day there is something to be happy about. So, in that happiness, check your health out because
That
you're
part.
still here. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You're still here. So, go ahead and check your health out. You know, fear is what the world wants us to have. That's what they did, that they programmed us to have fear. Have fear. So they gonna tell you um, worst case scenario. Well, one of the worst case scenarios, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I got cancer. Well, guess what?
Damn, you got
It,
cancer. I got a tincture for that.
it, they, you feel what I'm saying? I got some people that could probably help you with that. Okay, do you see what I'm? This is thank you, Kill. Okay, I got me. I got arthritis. I got this pain. Oh, you know what? Blenda's gonna say I got this salve.
I know who
Tell
got
me,
some salve for you.
yeah, I got this tea. I got this tincture. Go find out what's going on because, like I said, the divine made it possible for us to cure and heal our own body. If you didn't listen to Kel's story when she said earlier that when she had to pack her wound with what was it, tape?
Uh-huh. It was packing tape. Not
And
packing tape to
not
pop no boxes, y'all. Now don't be don't be on no crap out
don't
there.
be, she had to say that for Mr. Melodies
Yeah,
because he
just a
would have been
disclaimer, right?
so Kels, say what you said to on there about how it was so um
Oh yeah,
magical
yeah.
because the
The
body.
the thing
Yes.
about it is that with packing tape, packing is for open wounds. So if you have an open wound, you use packing so that no debris or anything gets into that wound to be able to infect it. But what happens through the process of you packing this wound, the wound closes from the inside all the way to the outside. So as you're packing this wound and it starts to heal, it pushes up the packing that's inside of it. The stuff that you're packing with it kind of pushes it up to where once that healing process has taken place, the wound is completely closed from the inside out.
Mhm. And the body automatically healed with that.
Hmm.
So let's see. I'm gonna say
And
13. Go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, and deep wounds take a little time.
Oh yeah.
And you
And
find out
yeah.
things during that process of trying to heal those wounds. You find out that you got to rest sometimes when the wound is too deep.
Hmm. So, like, even let me say this to you, Mr. Melody. Even being scared to go to the doctor, let me tell you this. 13 years ago, well, yeah, 13 years ago, I was already diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I didn't like what the medications were doing to me, and I just didn't feel right taking it. So, I was telling my doctor, I really don't want to be on those medications. And I really want to get off of them, but they were like, no. They sent the high person in the rheumatologist field to come talk to me. He sat down in that chair and told me. Now, at the time, I believe I was 38, if I'm not mistaken. He said, if you don't take these meds by the time you're 40, you're either going to be crippled, not walking, or most likely not be here. I looked at him now and just shook my head. Now, y'all know how I feel about certain things. I was at that time, I was like, the devil is a lie because he was lying to me, right? But I lived as if I was going not to be here. So this is when my alcoholism came. Okay. This is when it started because I was like, I'm gonna die anyway, right? I'm gonna die anyway. That was my thing. I'm gonna die anyway because I'm not doing what they said. 13 years later, I stopped doing all that stuff and started getting my life together and was like, look at me now. I'm still here 13 years later. So if I have to go to the doctors today, I'm going to listen to what they going to say. They going to tell me right now to this day, we need to put you back on some medications because I'm absolutely not on any form of medication. And the person with my disability and condition is supposed to be because the pain is unbearable, but I'm not on no medication. So I'm going to go get the diagnosis and then I'm gonna do the research like Kelly did to cure her Crohn's disease, right? We do the research to find out what we could do to heal our body because, like I said, the divine made our body to heal. That's what I gotta say.
And all I'm gonna say to Looney is he talking about he too mental for that. Whether you are or whether you're not, whatever you speak will be the truth over your life.
Yep, true that. True
So
that.
just keep that in mind too. Like this is most of this is a mental and a spiritual process anyway. And so if you can't fortify your mind, number one, because that's the one thing that you got to do is fortify your mind. If you can't fortify your mind and you letting the world take over your mind because of everything that you see and everything that you've gone through, literally you're creating your own hell. But if you could take that same thought and turn it into, sometimes it is just about changing the perspective of how you look at things. Because of course, you could look at things in a negative light, but in that same negative light, there is good behind that too. Why are we not talking about the good and we're only focused on what the negative is, what the negative outcome is? What about the good outcome? There's a good outcome in this too. Because if you got negative, you got positive, and sometimes when you got positive, you got negative too. But when do you switch that thinking over? Because I'm always thinking on the brighter side of things. Probably everybody thinks I'm an optimist all the time. Kelly, you always laughing, you smiling. I'm like, y'all don't know what it took for me to get here. You understand all the damage that I had to withstand to get here, and then to get here and then let it go down the drain? That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, then listen. What about this? He said he's scared. Okay, I get it. Well, listen. Y'all. You guys know there's a war going on right now, right?
Right.
How come nobody's scared about that? And not that you're supposed to be, but I'm just saying, like,
Uh,
we
hey,
tend to choose the things we want to be scared about.
right,
There's a whole war. Am I scared? Absolutely not, because what's going to happen is going to happen, right?
right.
But there's really a whole war going on. Why are we scared about that? So
Man,
my
they're putting drugs in the meat.
oh
They're
yeah.
putting drugs in the meat. They're literally putting people in food deserts, and they gotta buy their food out of Dollar General.
Mhm. Mhm.
And here's the thing, yes, I'm shitting on Dollar General because they not giving whole foods. They giving you prepackaged and preserved foods. If they're preserving it, how long and what do you think that is doing to your body? We ain't scared
Mhm.
about that though. We ain't scared to get that Tony's pizza out the freezer section.
Man,
And
we
you
ain't
should be
scared.
definitely afraid of eating that crap.
We ain't scared to drink that milk that's
So
coming out
ain't.
that cow. That's poison. This is what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not going against you, Mr. Melodies. I'm just letting you see it from a different perspective because I'm in the business of this year, 2026 and beyond. Everything is everything.
Yep.
So if I'm going to be scared about one thing, I'm going to be scared about all things. If
Man,
I'm going to be this way about that way, I'm going to be think because honestly, the universe don't have feelings.
it doesn't.
It either knows this or that. It don't go, oh, this is gonna make me feel this way, or it doesn't do that. So that's just a different perspective. There's so many things, and this is where I say we are programmed to be fearful because you're like, oh, you already know what you need to work on and what your body's telling you because that's what God gave us, that brain that tells us. So your confirmation is what's scaring you. The
Your
confirmation that you
confirmation and
already
the
know.
fact that your self control would be tested. Some
Hmm.
people are so out of control that they don't want to get under control.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And some people don't know what it looks like to be in control of their
Mm.
own lives. Because I will say that within myself, like going on this journey that I've gone on, because I'm a visual learner, sometimes I've needed things to be shown to me. What does that look like?
Me
How
too.
do I get there?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just by speaking it, I've had the people show up that I needed to show me what it looks like. So that's why I say the mind is a magnificent thing. You really have to tap in, because when I say that self control, I could say that like I don't want to control how I'm eating, or I don't want to control how I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing. That just shows that you're out of control. So when you get back in control, you will start to do the things like, if you don't control a car steering wheel while you're driving, what happens? You're going to crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be some level of control that you have over your life. We can say that, yeah, you hear it all the time. Oh, we only live once, so I'm gonna just go to the grave eating what I'm gonna eat. And okay, cool. And I've seen
Mm-hmm.
some, and here's the one thing that I can decipher out of all this. I've even seen people that be like 70, 80 years old eating meat and they still thriving, and they like, shoot, we eat meat all the time, so we gonna be good. You know what I mean? They be like, shoot, we gonna be good. And the thing is, the difference between them is, I think it's the mindset. They gonna eat their pork, they gonna smoke their cigarettes on the front porch, they gonna drink their coffee, and these niggas live to be 100 and something years old. And they think that when you look back on that, it's the mindset
Exactly.
of all of that, because they don't feel, look, this ain't about to be happening to me. And on
Just
the back end, they probably know how to do some things from back in the day to help them keep going. Like I say, everybody knows about the castor oil. Most people know about the castor oil
oh
trick.
Lord.
If you was younger and what
Mm-hmm.
castor oil was used for younger. And there's
Mm-hmm.
so many other health benefits to castor oil besides how we took them back then. So
Right.
I'm saying, like, our people back then knew how to do things, and their mindset was already set on, this is the type of person that I want to be, and I'm going into it like this. So that's why I say I commend those that have clawed their way up and said, you know what, I seen what was wrong, but I also am able to participate in fixing it.
That part. That part
I
right
don't
there.
think people want to really show up for themselves. They want to talk about it because it sounds good. But when you actually have to show up for yourself, it's a whole nother thing to have to do that. And I think that's the part that people are afraid of. But the thing is you're an active participant in all of it, the downfall and the come up.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you
Mm-hmm.
just want to be down for the down?
Right. Right.
That's
Be
what I
down
you
for
could
the yeah.
you can be down for the
You
down,
can be
but you don't
up.
want to.
You can be down but up.
Right,
Right.
right. Two things can be true at
Because
the
that's
same
what
time.
I'd be like, I'm down, but I'm up. And people be looking at me, you right, girl. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? I'm down,
yeah.
but I'm up, you know. And remember your mind, even though you don't say the words, your mind if you think it, you're saying it. So
Hmm.
keep that in mind too. And take a small step. Like I'm telling you, the health journey that I'm on, the first step for me was, I don't even want to say it, but I got to be transparent. I had to
Go
put down
ahead,
the
go
I
ahead. I
had to
got your
put down
back. Look.
I had to put down the bottle. I'm not even gonna lie. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I
Yeah.
Y'all believe this? I used to smoke cigarettes. Yeah. I stopped smoking cigarettes. It's so funny because Kels was on this journey with me. She was, and we was some smoking partners. Like
Boy,
we smoke and drink and everything. That was our excuse to get out the club when we didn't want to be bothered with no dudes. We'd be like, we gonna go
we
smoke.
got to go smoke.
But so okay, so that was the first step, right? I eventually got off the bottle because I knew that it was. I started reading about my illness, and I was like, dang, this liquor is not helping me, right? So I'm taking this steps. I'm doing that. So then the next step was totally no pork. I stopped eating pork altogether. It was hard because I loved bacon, but then after I started seeing See, I'm that girl that once you show me how stuff is made, I was cool until they showed me how they did these animals, and then they with it. And then I. So I'm just saying, if you want to continue on the journey of eating meat, don't go watch the videos because it's gonna mess you up. But anyway,
Mess you up.
so then I was like, okay. And then, like my illness, like I said, took a turn for the worse. So my son, Aladdin, of course, he was already vegan, and then I was only eating a pescatarian, fish, chicken and fish. Yeah, chicken and fish. But I was still doing dairy because I love me some cheese, y'all. Until one day I went and had that good old cheese enchilada, y'all. It was so good. And I was living on my own in Las Vegas. And it was so good. It was smothered. It had cheese on the inside and cheese on the outside with the sauce and all that. It was so good. That next morning when I couldn't get out that bed and I said, oh, I called my cousin. I was like, I can't move. And my friend came over at the time and they helped me. And from that point, I was like, I got to leave dairy alone. So I went and did this whole journey, which I'm still going on the journey, right? But
Hmm.
everything doesn't work for everybody. Like you got to find your niche for your health. This is what we're learning. Like you see me including Kelly in her nutrition. This is what we're learning.
No, you're right. You're right about that. It is what we're getting into is learning. Everybody is different. So and I don't want to interrupt you. Were you done?
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I want
Okay.
you.
Just going on the health journey and figuring out what works for your body. Like she said, everybody is different. We're not the same. So what may work for us may not work for you. But then that's why we're also here to kind of guide you on what you need to do for yourself. A lot of this is self-work though. You got to
Mm,
be willing to do the work for self because a lot of this comes with you having, because I'm not there when you eating whatever you eating. I
mm-hmm.
don't get to see whatever you eating. And of course I can tell you, hey, tell me what you eat. Tell me what kind of medications, what your day look like. Because those are questions that I would have to ask in order to help guide you on whatever type of
Mm-hmm.
journey it is that you need. You know what I mean? So a level of this is you actually getting honest with yourself on what you do all day, how you go about eating, what is the things that you're eating, what are you taking in, not only just uh, eating physically, but are you working out? Are you taking
Mm-hmm.
some mental time out for yourself? What is your self care regimen? Most people think you say self care, they like, oh, I go and get me a massage. I go and get my
Right.
nails done and get my. That's not self care. Self
It
care
is,
is
but
real.
yeah,
It is, but it's not that type
yeah.
of self care. When we talk about self care, you talk about getting into, okay, I'm going to see my doctor. I'm going to see
Mm-hmm.
my dentist. I'm going to find ways that I can make things easier on my life as I go through this. What can I do? And understand that the longer that you let it sit out there, the more you're just letting it build up and build up and build up. It's not, you're going to have to deal with it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So deal with it before it starts to roll downstream and see what you can get out in front of, see the things that you can do. And then this is where you call your people to the floor. Cause this is where you find out, okay, are these people gonna be with me through this? Cause what if you do get to the point of you need somebody and then you find out ain't nobody there?
Mm-hmm.
Cause through your pain and your hurting, you done pushed everybody away.
Mm-hmm.
And they never knew why you was pushing them away in the first place. Because if they would have known you was sick, maybe they'd be there.
True.
And
True.
maybe they can understand why you. Because here's the thing: pain is a terrible thing. You pain to make you do some things. You ain't never talk to people a certain way, act with people a certain. You'll regress because of pain. If you ever
Mm-hmm.
had a pain attack anywhere in your body, try having a conversation through some pain and tell me how that goes.
Ooh,
Cause I
I can
remember when I
resonate.
got out of surgery, I said, just put me back under anesthesia, else ain't nobody in, in
No,
this
she
room gonna
didn't.
be okay.
She said, "Put me back under."
Cause this pain that I'm experiencing, I'd have kicked everybody to get out of my room right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I wanted to turn around and be like, no, y'all come back in.
Right.
Just the pain that I was going through made me literally, all of y'all gotta go. Get out. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
no voices. I don't want to hear no
Right.
nothing.
Right.
I don't. So people don't understand those types of things. But when you have the conversation about what you're struggling with in your health, once you come to grips with, okay, this is what I need to do for myself. Once you start communicating that to people, number one, you're gonna find out, okay, these are the people that's gonna stick in with me because they understand what I'm going through. Then there's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be those people that don't understand and won't get with it. But you much rather find that out before you get to wherever you're getting, whether it's to a healthy state or if you do decline. And if you is declining, you don't want nobody around you that's gonna make you worse. So
Oh
go
man.
find those people that actually are in your corner to say, hey, let's do this, or let me help you with this, or you remember even if they're just giving you good memories, you know what I mean? To
Right.
lean into. It's something. But find out what it is that you need now. Don't wait to the very end and call them people to the floor that need to be called to so you can see who is in your corner.
Okay. Man, you touched on to a couple of good points. The one I really want to talk chime into is your environment matters. If you're trying to heal anything spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, your environment matters.
Mm-hmm.
I think we tend to stay in environments for convenience. I had a live about that. You stay in
Mm-hmm.
environments for convenience and then not realizing that it's hurting you. Or not even that. You could be in your own peaceful environment and you can invite unhealthiness to you.
Yeah. The lighter, like I say all the time, the light attract moths too.
Hmm. And you thinking you at peace in your own humble abode and don't even realize you're hurting yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, all that because you like I'm in my stuff, but you allow somebody come in and really manipulate you or take advantage of the things that you are so your environment does not feel correct.
Yeah.
And when you have an illness and your environment is not correct, man, it just gets worse.
Yeah. It
That's why you got to
opens,
take breaks. Go ahead.
yeah. No, it just opens the door to a lot of toxicity to come in. And then that's
Mhm.
like a cancer within itself. When you get in
Mhm.
mixed up with messiness and toxicness and the point where you're trying to heal, it doesn't
Mhm.
allow for you to heal. It actually just keeps the band-aid off.
Mhm.
And every so often you're gonna get a scratch on there and it's gonna get deeper and deeper and then you hope it don't get infected. Because that's what
Mm.
happens now. At that point, your environment can affect everything that you're doing. And once it infects everything, it's hard to get debris it. It's hard to get it out, right?
Right.
So
That's
and
like that.
getting it
Remember
out.
we were talking about when you ride a bike. Was that me? Yeah, of course it was you.
Mm-hmm.
But we ride. Have y'all know when y'all first ride that bike? Because back then we didn't have all them helmets and pads and all that. But we ride that, and you ever hit your knee on that the curb or the street, and it's
Ooh.
that sting, and it be all like the little gravel and stuff.
That's what I'll tell you. It'd be
Yes,
like that, like I was saying
yes,
the other day, that little light scab
yes.
that you
You be
have.
like, that mess hurts like heck. You be like, please, in the little, and then they gotta clean it out because it's all dirt and stuff, right? I remember my mom and they're like, we gotta clean it. They put alcohol. That mess hurt. But then what
Mm-hmm.
happens after you do all that though? After you clean that wound all up and take care of it, and I don't know why Vaseline was the thing back then, but Vaseline,
Yeah. Cause it protects the skin. You gotta think it don't let nothing in, but it
yes,
don't let
that's
nothing out either.
not either. Yeah. But after and then it scabs up, right? Then the
Mm-hmm.
scab falls off. Then you back right on that bike again, like it ain't never happened.
Yeah.
That's just like life. Like I think we take so many examples of being in our childhood of things that we overcame and don't realize it applies to our adulthood where we can still overcome because we already overcame them.
Cause in our kid mindset, we don't be caring about half the things that adults care about.
Hmm.
When you return back, that's why we say heal the inner child. Once you heal that inner child, because I am so giddy and I'm so funny and I'm so goofy. Like literally, that's me, and no one will be able to change that about me. But that's my little kid coming out though.
Mhm.
Me doing cartwheels and trying to do back
Mhm.
bends, and that's my little kid coming out. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
love living in my little kid because my little kid don't care. I don't care
Mhm.
what you talking about, what you got to say. When you talk to me, I'll go with my little kid real quick. Like, hold on, little, I gonna need to put a parent out on this situation, or I'll just ignore.
Mhm.
Because this may not even need my level of expertise, not the kid one or the adult one.
Right.
I'll be having to check that because at the end of the day, like I care about my mental health. I know because, and here's the thing, me and a friend used to argue all the time about the difference between a physical job and a mental job. And I
Mhm.
said there really is no difference between the two besides one is physical and the other is mental.
Mhm.
However, when the mental goes, everything goes.
Mhm.
When you're on a physical job, you can hurt yourself and you may have to be off that job, yes. But then there are certain things that you might still be able to do on that
Right.
job, depending what the job is that you do in the physical
Mhm.
realm. Like I know if you hurt your back or something like that, that may take you out. But I'm saying any other injuries besides a back injury in a physical job, you may still be able to do the job. Once your mental is gone, you're not doing nothing.
Hmm.
You laying in the bed all day. You might be on drugs.
Mhm.
You might become a street walking alcoholic. Like seriously, when your mind go, there's nothing that could
No.
put that back to a state until you are ready to come out of that state. So yeah,
Mhm.
working and being mentally tired is taxing on the body because the body won't even work without the mind getting it together. The mind is what
Right.
sends the signals through the body for the body to even react.
Right. So, Kel, because we're gonna start wrapping it up. Let's
Mhm.
tell the people what our next health journey we're going on that we're about to be doing probably in the next couple of days or
Oh, I will gladly tell you guys that we are gracefully entering the parasite cleanse.
so.
That's what we're getting ready to do. So we got our herbs and stuff in, and I am doing a herbal tea for us. Just remember, if you do decide to do a parasite cleanse, please make sure you have your binders, which your activated charcoal. We have activated charcoal, and then we have our clay as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. We haven't really set a time frame on this.
So go into. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Why it's important that everybody, everybody, everybody
Everybody.
should do a parasite cleanse, even to your pet. Okay, this is what we're learning. Why is the parasite cleanse important? This doesn't have now. Let me put this disclaimer. This has nothing to do of if you eat meat or you are vegan and all that. It has something to do with it, but even vegans need to do parasite cleanse too. Hence myself. But go ahead and explain to what parasites are, how they can enter the body if you can. Just
Well, parasites can enter your body in many different ways. You can have your feet out and in the grass and get parasites. You could be working in the garden, in the yard, touching different water, types of water. Parasites can be carried in a slew of things, even vegetables and fruits and meats and fish and things like that. But these parasites attack your liver and can attack your kidneys, bringing on certain diseases within the body. So, what we want to do is we want to detoxify our body, kill those parasites, because parasites also treat you like a living host. They can attach to certain parts, and people think why they're having certain cravings, why they're acting certain ways, i.e., Toon Squad.
mhm.
Um, Anything could be happening and going on, and we're not aware. And sometimes people can be a little aware of these things, like, I don't know why I'm craving this, or I don't know why I'm acting like this. I just feel it's a certain feeling that you may have. It could be the fact that you have parasites, just being honest. And so, what we want to do is, like I said, detoxify the body. We are doing, we have cloves, some cinnamon, some wormwood, some black walnut hulls, pau de arco, and cat's claw. So we're going to figure out how we're going to work those in. So those are the herbs that we'll be taking. Like I said, the binders for us will be the clay and also the activated charcoal. And so we're going, like I said, we're going to go and do this for a minute and just get that. I love the mental clarity that comes from this and being able to think and being able to create and be who I truly am inside once you start to clean out the debris that's inside. So whether you go on a 1, 2, 3, 4 day fast, at least intermittent fasts, at least do those things to kind of reset your body. Your body is a powerful and magnificent, I consider it a machine because
Mm-hmm.
it's working even when you're asleep. It's still working. It never gets a day off. So make sure that you're treating your body with optimal health. You're feeding it the things that it needs to eat. Understand this is a 1 day at a time thing. This isn't something that happens overnight. I'm telling y'all, it took me 30 years to get here,
Hmm. Talk about it.
but I'm not going to take the next 30 being the same way though.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm going to do something different so I could get something different.
Right. Now, and then through the research that we have we have done, I know she sends things over to me and I've just been so intrigued. These parasites are actually causing mostly every illness that you could think out there because these are stuck in your body, like Kelly said. Your body is the host. So you're wondering why, like, I know, I swear mine's got to be a sugar one because I love me some sweets. But even just like I said, this is something. So you think about your car, right? You have a car, and if you, after a certain amount of miles, what do you got to do? Get an oil change, right?
Hmm.
Our body's the same way. We got to cleanse our body of what is in there. And it just studies have been showing that these parasites have been living in us. We get it from, it's crazy that they give this to animals, right? The last video Kelly sent me, well, one of the ones, is animals. If you take your animal to the clinic, they're going to say, "Oh, we're going to deworm them and kill out the parasites in these animals," right? But we as humans don't do that. Well, I should say American. Let me correct myself because
Yeah, because
it's
there's other countries that actually
yeah,
make their families do a
hmm
parasite cleanse before they can go to work or come
at
back to
school.
school.
Hmm. So we're going to go on this health journey of cleansing our body of these parasites and see
Mm.
how that goes. Aladdin is already doing his, so I'm
Yeah,
sure.
he's 20 days in, bro. Let's
Yeah,
go. I just want to shout out 20
yeah,
days.
yeah. He's up in there. You know, he's always between him and Kells and Shamaka and Blended, same person, but they keep it going. They get this information. I know Queen Kells and Aladdin really conspired together to be like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what I have to. Like I said, I have not been on any medication, and my illness requires medication. It's a requirement. Like when I finally get the opportunity to go to a primary care doctor, they're gonna look at me and be like, "Why are you not on no medication?" Right? And I'm a prime example, and kills that you don't have to. And I'm not saying nothing about people that do. Okay, let's make this clear. But the
Right.
way the pharmaceuticals and the food and all this, didn't nobody want to listen to the journey home. Let me
Oh,
stop.
oh.
I'm just saying though, it's this world is changing. The vegetables and fruits are even messed up. We finding out different cooking oils we're not supposed to be having. Like it's just once you open your mind to be free to take in that information, we can heal our community. I'm going to start with my community. you
Yeah.
know, because they should have somebody in their community telling them this. And it's okay because I'm not saying no, but I know my community needs this more than anything.
Yeah. And I'm here for it. I am here for the ride. I'm here for helping in any way that I am able to. Understand?
Mhm.
I precept by saying I'm not a doctor, but I can help you heal. I know what
Holistic
I've done for
Royalty by
myself.
Kellz, hence the name,
I
Holistic
know
Royalty
that
by
I've done a
Kellz.
lot of things for myself, and taking a journey to heal yourself when you find the people that are ready to do the walk with you. Because here's the thing, getting into these herbs and studying, they may not be your thing, but I
Mhm.
tell you, it'll be your thing once you fall sicking with something. And now you want to be in books reading and what can I do for this and watching YouTubes and watching um TikToks and all that about how I go about doing how I know. I literally, once I found out what I had, I went straight to the herb books. I knew immediately, and my spirit told me, "Hey, you might want to go look into this and see what it is that you could do to start helping yourself." And that's what I did, and that's how I ended up on this journey, on this side of it. Because I
Mhm.
wasn't gonna let somebody tell me, if I'm gonna have somebody give me a book and tell me that they beat my people out of this book, I don't think that I'm gonna really look at how you trying to heal me.
Hmm.
Now I gotta go seek it out for myself. I'm gonna go find it,
Mhm.
and what a person seeketh, they shall find. So whatever you out here seeking, you gonna find it. Just be ready for it when you looking for it. Prepare yourself. Start to prepare yourself. The thing is I think that people think that they have to be fully done to be able to come upon something,
Mhm.
and that's farthest from the truth. It could be
Small
right
steps.
in the beginning. It could happen in the beginning of your journey, in the middle of your journey. It could happen at the end of your journey, just depending on where the need is at. All you need to do is get packed for the journey and start to go.
Man, take a small step of drinking more water,
Yep.
exercise a little bit longer, or start exercising. How about that?
All right.
Or incorporating more vegetables. Start with things that are relatable. So then
Do
I'm
some bed yoga. Y'all could do some bed yoga. Everybody ends up in that position one night or the other. You in the bed, right?
telling
They y'all in the bed. Like, stop acting like y'all ain't in the bed. Bed yoga is for if you want to wake up in the morning, or if you just want to go ahead and digress at night and get some good sleep. You could do it either times, day or night.
yeah, her meditation gonna have y'all sleepy anyway. Make sure y'all tap into Holistic Royalty by
Mm.
Kellz. Her meditation when she do a meditation and yoga this Friday, right? Um, Make sure you check out the whole COC family. Blended Healing did a good thing about the moon. There's some things going on with the moon, y'all. If y'all in tune to that, go ahead and
Yeah.
check her out as well. Mouthpiece had Mental Health Monday yesterday. Dang, yeah, okay, yesterday. And then he has his show on Saturday, so continue to support him. We have a good time over at Mouthpieces, though.
We
Like
sure do.
it,
We be
it goes,
going in
it
over
goes
there.
down.
Right.
I love it. Shout out to Mouthpiece. Yes, definitely. And of course, you need to get that daily dose of D because I've been giving y'all the
You've been spitting
information,
fire these last couple of shows. I'm like,
man.
dang,
It's
not
about
not that the
me.
other ones ain't, but these
Yeah,
last few, I'm like, okay.
I got something. I got some things going on. But because we are in tune with our health, we're gonna go ahead and we get rest because you need to. You know what? That's let me say this, and then you can go say your closing words. Try going to sleep at a certain time. That's a step y'all could do. I'm telling you, that's what me and Kels be trying to do. We do our best, right? To go
Yep,
to
we do.
That's
We
a
do.
small step right there. And with that being said, Kels, go ahead and say your closing remarks because we are on the schedule with this because life is always going to keep happening.
Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to say that understand your health is your wealth. I don't want to hear no more excuses.
Mm.
That's what I'm gonna put out there. I don't want to hear no excuse, because you could excuse to do better, or you can excuse to do good. You heard how I said better and good, right? I didn't say bad. So whatever you choose is up to you. But at the end of the day, where is your care level out for yourself? Before we can start thinking about anybody or anyone or anything, we have to come first. And what does that look like for you? Get real with what it looks like and then start to work toward getting it together because we all got it in us. We all have the same 24 hours. We can all find something new. And the more that you find something new, you could pay it forward to show somebody else. And that's how we grow a community is by doing better for ourselves so that we could do better for everyone else. And now I'm off my soapbox. Y'all have a good night.
Well said. Now, if you don't love yourself, that's the number one problem right there. You should listen to Daily Dose of D every day. Because that self love matters. Self love matters. And don't sit up here and say, I love others more than myself. No, you don't. Look, now I'm on my soapbox.
Look, don't get me started with you because I'm like, no, you don't. Because if you did, okay,
Right.
nope. No,
Yep.
go ahead, David
No, if
Dose.
you did, it would show all the way around. Right?
Yep.
It shows when you love other people. See, the self love is that's that deep inside. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my kids and my grandchildren and all that, but in order for me to give them the ultimate love that the divine told me to give them, I have to love myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, I'm not giving them the true love. Mm, that
Say
was
that.
good right there.
Look,
I ain't
look.
been dropping my bombs. I ain't been there yet. But y'all, yes, this is a discussion about health. I'm sure we're gonna revisit some things. Like I said, DJ King Miller came and did a live about how he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and this is what really triggered this live. So shout out to him, as we mentioned
Yes,
before,
absolutely.
because he had the courage. Let me
To
say it again.
go
Yeah, the courage. Go ahead, Kill.
the the courage.
He went to the doctor. And then listen, he even told us he had it and knew he had it and was like, yeah, 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 I'm regulated. It was actually in the hospital. And then he said, you know what? I'm about to talk about this because he even said a lot of men don't want to talk about their illnesses and how they have to go to the doctor. He had the courage and he put that out all on out here to the universe on the social media. So it's right there. You could go look, listen to it.
And he said he gonna do something about it, which is the
Yep.
most gratefulest thing that he could do for himself. Like literally going and admitting that, listen, I need some help with this so I can get it under control. Even though I might be able to manage it, I wanted to be able to control it. And being real with himself, that was probably one of the greatest things that I could see men do at this point when it comes to concerned about their health, because you don't see it a lot.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Zoe was on there too. Zoe
Yeah.
told his story as well.
Yep.
So I commend these kings that are taking that. It's I love to see a man have courage, y'all. Ooh wee.
Mm-hmm. It's a great thing.
Yeah. But all right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and close down the ships tonight. We thank everybody that came and participated in the chat. Um, this was a nice conversation. Thank you, Queen Kellz, for always holistic royalty by Kellz. I be
Mm.
calling her that at the house, y'all. I'd be like holistic royalty by Kellz.
Well, thank you, D Goddess. Thank you.
You're right. That's what she'd be like. D got it. So no, we're living in our names. But I appreciate you all and check out Shamaki Essentials, y'all. Holistic Royalty by Kellz. I'm sure you can find you something there to help with your health. Y'all feel me? Go ahead. Okay, blessings on blessings to you too. Definitely. So get the courage. No, whatever. Get the courage to go to the doctor and find about your health mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. You're going to always hear me talk about emotions because I am the emotional girl. But peace and love to everybody. We will see you all soon and have a great rest of the evening. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, okay?
We out.
As soon as I find where my out is. Look, I got too much stuff in here, y'all. Okay, here we go.
We lift ships up, never tear them down. Yeah, we building, not breaking. Say that. Female, you don't gotta shrink in here. Your story got weight. So bring every ship. Let it dock. Let it be seen. Let it be set free. You're safe now. Welcome home.
Georgia, 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 Georgia.